Meanwhile, the House Rules Committee voted yesterday to advance a bipartisan bill that would codify the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance's definition of anti-Semitism into Title VI of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. The legislation is being led by Republican Congressman Mike Lawler of New York, who joins us now, along with Democratic Congressman Jared Moskowitz of Florida. He is co-sponsor of the bill. Gentlemen, thank you for being on this morning. Congressman Lawler, I'd like to start with you to tell us more about the bill and what you hope to accomplish with this in a bipartisan effort.
Well, I think, Mika, what we're seeing on college campuses right now is a failure to act and a failure to lead. And part of the problem is the lack of a very clear definition of anti-Semitism. And so what this bill would do is force the Department of Education to adopt the IRA working definition and its contemporary examples for all of its Title VI discrimination enforcement cases. And I think defining it very clearly and forcing these schools to act is critically important in this moment.
And so, Congressman Moskowitz, explain how it would define it and how it could change the game as to what's happening on college campuses. Where's the ambiguity here? Because a lot of us don't see any ambiguity on hatred.
No, thanks, Mika and Joe, and morning, Joe, and thank you for having us and talking about this issue. No, listen, it's going to give, obviously, more teeth to the federal government to enforce their rules and regulations. It's going to give more teeth to universities and colleges across the country. I mean, this is, as the president of UF said in the beginning of that statement, this is not complicated, right? What we're seeing is we're seeing universities complicated by failing to lead and protect their students, failing to enforce their code of conduct book, taking options off the table, giving all the power to the protesters. Listen, I have been to Columbia. I have talked to Jewish students. I have talked to the parents. And while there are peaceful protesters, while we do not want to lose sight, obviously, of the plight of the people in Gaza, it's a real war, and it's terrible what's happening to the people in Gaza. Make no mistake about it, there is a tremendous amount of anti-Semitism on what's going on these college campuses. We have members in this body pouring gasoline on that by saying Jews fall into two buckets, pro-genocide and anti-genocide. I mean, I got a 10-year-old and 7-year-old Jewish children. I don't know if they're pro-genocide or anti-genocide. I guess I'll talk to them about that. And so this is what's going on. I remember when Charlottesville happened. It was universal condemnation, and the people who try to ignore that or explain it away or say it's not everybody, we condemn those people. But here, for some reason, when it's Jews go back to Poland, bomb Tel Aviv, all of a sudden it's peaceful.
Yeah, Congressman Lawler, how do you explain that double standard? I mean, some of this that we're hearing is not even coded. It's not even innuendo. It's just explicit calls for anti-Semitic activity, behavior, and violence. So why are the universities handling these protests unlike they would any other if it were another group of people being targeted?
Well, we know very clearly if this was a protest against black people, if this was a protest against gay people, if this was a protest against immigrants, it would be very clearly condemned, and rightfully so, and it would be stopped immediately. For some reason, under the guise of the conflict between Israel and Palestine, it is okay for these protests to occur, despite the fact that the rhetoric is oozing in anti-Semitism. When you are chanting from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, we know exactly what you're calling for. You're calling for the eradication of the state of Israel. I want the Palestinian people to be free, too, from their oppressors. Their oppressor is Hamas, a terrorist organization that uses innocent Palestinian civilians as human shields. You know, in 1969, Father Hesburgh, the president of Notre Dame, sent a letter to the faculty and the students. And in sum and substance, he said, you have a right to protest, but the moment that protest turns violent, either physically or verbally, you will have 15 minutes to cease and desist. If you do not cease and desist, Within 15 minutes, we will ask for your ID card. Upon presentation of the ID card, you will be suspended. If you don't have an ID card, you'll be arrested. If you still stay, within 5 minutes after that, you will be expelled and arrested. This is what needs to happen. This participation trophy generation needs to be told no. Enough is enough, and these administrators who are allowing this anti-Semitism to occur on their campuses need to be held accountable, and that's why last week when I met with President Shafiq at Columbia University, I demanded her resignation. She has lost control of her campus and cannot ensure the safety and security of every student, but especially Jewish students who are under attack right now.